This is the AI News Flash for July 31st, 3 a.m. UTC. First up, chipmaker GlobalFoundries has signed a letter of intent with the U.S. Department of Commerce for a $300 million CHIPS Act award. The money targets silicon photonics, the technique of moving data with light instead of electricity. It covers co-packaged optics, which places photonic circuitry right next to the processor, plus next-generation optical materials, wafer technology, and advanced packaging. The company's stated goals are to reach 400 gigabits per second of throughput and to cut energy consumption to 1/5 of what current generation systems require. The research will run at its facilities in Malta, New York, and Burlington, Vermont. The striking part is the condition attached under a separate agreement tied to the award. The Commerce Department will take an equity stake of roughly 1% in GlobalFoundries. The government is now becoming a direct shareholder in a chipmaker to attack the bandwidth bottleneck in AI systems. Second, Chinese AI company MiniMax has released its next-generation video model, Hailuo H3. The specs are 15-second maximum clips, 2560 by 1440 resolution, that is native 2K, a fixed 24 frames per second, and native audio generated by the model itself. It also keeps character appearance consistent across scenes. The bigger change is the weights. Every previous Hailuo model was API only. This is the first one shipping as open weights, with release promised within the next few days. Once the weights are local, teams can self-host, keep sensitive footage inside their own environment, and fine-tune on top of the model. Commercial-grade video generation moves from a cloud service towards something you can run yourself. Third, Apple's CEO Tim Cook has warned that rolling out Siri's AI features in China will take time. Apple obtained clearance this month to deploy Apple Intelligence in mainland China, but Chinese users will first get only a limited set of capabilities centered on tools like Cleanup, which removes unwanted objects from photos. On full integration of the revamped Siri, Cook said there will be more work required down the road, and that Apple is at the front end of that effort to power the iPhone features. Apple partnered with domestic firms Alibaba and Baidu, arriving roughly 2 years after the global rollout. On the numbers, Greater China revenue was $18.8 billion, up 22%, but short of Wall Street's $19.6 billion forecast. Global revenue was $109.4 billion, up 16%, with iPhone sales up 22%. In the world's largest smartphone market, AI differentiation has not landed yet. Fourth, Hush Security, which governs identity for AI agents, has raised a $30 million Series A. Akamai Technologies led the round as a strategic investor, joined by existing backers, Battery Ventures and YL Ventures. That brings total capital raised to $41 million in less than a year since the company emerged from stealth. The platform puts AI agents and non-human identities into a central registry and replaces persistent credentials with narrowly scoped just-in-time permissions. It has 3 layers: a discovery layer that finds unsanctioned agents, a control layer that enforces runtime permission limits, and an audit layer for activity logging and compliance. Kyndryl has deployed it internally and begun reselling it to enterprise customers, and multiple Fortune 500 companies are already users. Co-founder and CEO Mika Rave put it this way: AI agents need strict identity, not just API keys. And finally, AI drug discovery company Insilico Medicine has received FDA Fast Track designation for a cancer drug. It's AI-designed. The candidate is ISM 6331, a pan-TED inhibitor driven by the company's proprietary AI. The indication is adults with unresectable malignant pleural mesothelioma whose disease progressed after anti-PD-1 antibody therapy and platinum-based chemotherapy. This is the first Fast Track designation granted to any program in Insilico's AI-driven pipeline. In preclinical studies, the compound showed broad anti-tumor efficacy, potent activity at low doses, and a favorable safety profile. The first patient in the global multi-center phase 1 trial was dosed back in January 2025. And first-in-human data have been accepted for a rapid oral presentation at the European Society for Medical Oncology Congress in Madrid in October. This is a concrete case of an AI-designed molecule winning regulatory priority. That's all for this AI news flash.